Now, during the course of the week, former spy boss Arthur Fraser opened a case of money laundering and defeating the ends of justice, claiming Ramaphosa had paid off his domestic worker and 4 men for their silence of the crime. Ramaphosa declined to comment on how much money was stolen or why he didn't open a case of robbery when the incident took place 2 years ago. In his affidavit, Fraser claims that nearly 60 million rand was taken. And when Ramaphosa found out on an attempt to cover it up was made, our Newzroom Afrika reporter Ziyanda Ngcobo joins me with more. Ziyanda, very good afternoon to you. You had a time and a chance to doorstop the president, asking him some very important questions. The amount of money is something he's not willing to disclose.
Certainly important. In fact, as he was closing this conference here in Limpopo, he even said that the money that has been claimed to have taken from his Phala farm, and according to the affidavit by Arthur Fraser, it's in the region of 60 million rands going upwards, between $4 to $8 million to be precise, according to his affidavit. The president says this money is overstated. He said that I'm a farmer, and in some instances when it's offshore, the money will, the payments will be done in cash. Now, the president also categorically stating that he would never steal money from anywhere, let alone taxpayers' money. And I want us then to just reflect then on what he had to say to the delegates here. It's the first time, Mpho, that the president has appeared since those allegations surfaced against him.
Sometimes people buy these animals, and some of the people who have bought some of the animals, some of them are here. I do it, yes. I do it through, the sales are sometimes through cash or sometimes through transfers. Some of the people who are offshore customers and who are sometimes local, they come through and buy animals, and some of them come also to hunt on the farm. And so this that's being reported was a clear business transaction of selling animals. The amount involved is far less than what has been bandied in the press. Babang this morning bariki billion rand, Babang bariki $4 million and so forth. I want to say it's far less. Some are casting aspersions about me and money. I want to assure you, comrades, that all this was money from proceeds from selling animals. I have never stolen money from anywhere, be it from our taxpayers, be it from anyone. I have never done so.
Then I suppose this puts the president in a rather precarious position, because there are still question marks about why such a huge amount of money was not, why he didn't run and rush off to the police to report this matter, and also evading tax. There's still a lot that is in the grey when it comes to his answers.
Absolutely important. And, even when we got an opportunity to doorstop, and the bite you've just heard now was inside the plenary, but even afterwards, one of the first questions that the president was asked was to say, Mr. President, why don't you just bring evidence to counter the claims that have been made by the former spy boss, Arthur Fraser? How much was the money? If you say it's overstated, then how much exactly was taken, Mr. President? If you did open a case at a police station, which police station did you open this case at, Mr. President? And if you didn't, why for 2 years did you not do anything, Mr. President? Other questions that are arising is, why do you have such large sums of money in your home, which is of course then what Arthur Fraser is saying is prima facie evidence, or prima facie signs that there perhaps money laundering involved. In the affidavit he says this money was concealed in the furniture at his Phala farm, and in fact it was the domestic domestic worker who discovered this money and working in cahoots with someone who's believed to have been her romantic partner, who is a Namibian official who also has a South African passport. They were able then to plan, the stealing of this money from his farm. In that affidavit, it was accompanied by stills of the robbery on that day. There are also stills of what is alleged to be the proceeds of the crime, a GTI in question, and that these, 4 men who were involved in this, the one escaped to Namibia, and in fact, the president is said to have solicited the assistance of the Namibian president, and the others then have fled to Cape Town. Now, the details then of this particular affidavit raise a lot of questions, and all we got from the president was to say that the investigation is underway and the answers will lie there. But of course, that's not enough, Mpho, because the president had insinuated during his closing address, when he addressed these claims, had also touched on the fact that this could have been a part of a larger political agenda, seeing that this is conference year, and he's denied ever having stolen money. In fact, afterwards, during the doorstep, a pointed question was asked to him: Mr. President, can you categorically deny having ever taken any monies or being involved in any crimes? And he said, absolutely not. Let's listen into what he said outside the plenary.
Let me end, comrades, by addressing the matter that has been in the news this week, in social media and so forth. I acknowledge that there is much public interest and concern about claims that have been made in a criminal complaint against me. I remain fully focused on the tasks that I have been given by the people of our country. And I want to reaffirm that I was not involved in any criminal conduct, and once again I pledge my full cooperation with any form of investigation.
Right, Ziyanda Ngcobo, let's leave it there for now.